Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. There's a brand new video every 24 hours. I keep telling you something really weird is up. If you don't believe me or don't understand at this point, I assume all hope is lost for you. That is not a joke. These companies are coming to buy all the Bitcoin. If you where do I begin? Every single day, every single day, we are hearing from a brand new company who is announcing that they're going to be buying Bitcoin. Do you understand what it means to hear and see this news every single day? I am a firm believer we should have already crossed $200,000 to $250,000 per Bitcoin. The fact that we're not there with this news boggles the literal mind that I have in my head. We had news recently that one company is looking to raise this is Metaplanet, by the way, $5.4 billion to buy up more Bitcoin. The corporate and government amount of Bitcoin that has been purchased recently has risen by 924%. MicroStrategy is, according to numbers from all of their fundraising that they're doing, they're trying to get to anywhere from 1.5 to 1.8 million Bitcoin. One company. The amount of Bitcoin on crypto exchanges continues to decrease. If you missed the news recently, corporate entities, governments, centralized something and blah, 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 currently own over 50% of all actual Bitcoin that's out there. This is cutting out the Bitcoin that's like lost and gone forever. More than 50% is just in their direction alone. None of this began until last November. We have been hearing about brand new companies daily. All the time since the last 2 months or so, these companies keep announcing. So we went from BlackRock and Fidelity, whoa, my gosh, I can't believe it, they're buying so much Bitcoin. MicroStrategy trying to get to 1 million Bitcoin this year. And then we have had, this is now, I think we're at 23, 24, maybe 25. I assume at this point I've lost count because it's every single freaking day of companies who are announcing that they're going to be buying Bitcoin. I want you to hear this and I want you to literally gasp because this is daily. I said in another video, something's up. We know that something's up, but we don't know what exactly is up because it's all too weird. There are companies daily who are announcing that they're going to be buying Bitcoin, but the numbers are no longer normal. Because it used to be 1 million, 2.4 million, 3 million. The thing that really took the cake years ago was MicroStrategy being like, we're going to buy $500 million. And I was like, what? That's crazy. How are you guys supposed to do that? Another new company has entered the ring, entered the fray. Here they are. They're called Mercurity Fintech Holdings, Inc. They are listed on the NASDAQ. Their ticker symbol is MFH. The company is currently valued at $264 million. Did you hear that? They're currently valued at $264 million. They announced the company is worth $264 million. They announced that they are going to be raising money. Their plan is to raise 800 million US dollars. Can anyone guess why? Why would they be doing this? Why would they be almost 3 or 4 times the valuation of their company? They're going to be raising $800 million to establish a Bitcoin treasury reserve, according to the company's press release. The CEO of the company said, "We're building this Bitcoin treasury reserve based on our belief that Bitcoin will become an essential component of the future financial infrastructure." I feel like I'm going crazy because I don't understand how much longer this can go on. So we keep hearing from these companies. So here's, listen. Here's the literal kicker. If we heard from these companies once, that would already be crazy. If we heard from any company, we are planning on acquiring $5 million worth of Bitcoin. That's an astronomical sum. That's a huge amount of Bitcoin. Understand that. 5 million. If we heard 10 million, 100 million, that's a huge amount of money. But there's a huge problem underlying through all of this. We're not just hearing from these companies one time. We're hearing from them again every couple of weeks to announce that they're buying even more than they said before. So if you keep adding up all these companies and there's more and more constantly entering the space, and one of them announces, hey, we're buying 2 million. The next week they say 8 million. The next week they say 32 million. The next week they say 128 million. That's still all from one company. These companies who are creating these reserves, they're not just buying one time. We're also hearing them all the time in daily news as well, announcing that they're buying more. We just bought $104 million worth of Bitcoin. We're doing another fundraising round to try and get $500 million. Now, what happens when, by the time we get to the middle of August, we have around 50 or 60 or 70 new companies who are announcing, because we're getting this daily, who are announcing the exact same thing. This is a company worth $264 million who's going to be raising $800 million just for the sole purpose of buying Bitcoin. We've seen these companies do extremely well on stock markets. When they announce this or when they begin buying Bitcoin, their stock prices rise. What ends up happening is that they then issue debt against themselves to raise even more money to buy Bitcoin. For those of you who didn't see maybe the last 300 videos, there's not a lot of Bitcoin left. And the problem is that was the situation about 2 or 3 years ago. Now we have all these companies who are entering the space daily talking about $800 million. What are you talking about? Metaplanet just said 5.4 billion. And that's just what they currently want to do. That's not like the augmented numbers constantly going up as they're accumulating more and more. 95% of all Bitcoin is being bought, held, and owned. No. Excuse me. 95% of Bitcoin is held, not will be held, is currently held by wealthy people and wealthy wallets. There's 5% of Bitcoin actually left out there. The Bitcoin that's left on crypto exchanges isn't all liquid. Is everyone getting it? Is everyone understanding why Cathie Wood rose her price predictions from $500,000 to $1.2 to $2.4 million per Bitcoin? By 2030, the problem is she was basing those numbers off of the companies in March or April. What happens by the time we get to September, October, November? Do we have over 100 new companies that we heard about this year who are doing it? What about the rich people behind the scenes? You know how I keep saying we hear a narrative? We were hearing about the ETFs the whole time, but we were missing out on all the companies who were also buying. Now we're hearing a lot about all the companies who are buying. What about the wealthy people in Dubai? The wealthy people in London? The wealthy people in New York who are like, in their own personal wallets, okay, I guess I'll buy 1,000 Bitcoin. I guess we can, all right, we're going to try and buy 250 Bitcoin per month for the rest of forever. All the coins are disappearing. Like fast. Like fast. The average person cannot afford to buy 0.01 Bitcoin. The average person has a 0% chance of ever owning 0.28 Bitcoin. They have a 0% chance, a zero. The average even people who are making good money do not have $28,000, $32,000 to slosh into Bitcoin. The average person cannot afford $500. Nonetheless, could they afford 0.01 Bitcoin? This one company just announced they're raising $800 million, and we're going to hear about another company tomorrow. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day. I hope I'm shaking sense into people. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.